TV6 News reached out to Attorney-at-Law Martin George concerning the situation. Alicia Boucher has more in this report.
The Northwest Regional Health Authority being asked to absorb the cost to hire an independent expert on behalf of the parents to investigate the deaths of their babies is not unprecedented. That's according to Attorney-at-Law Martin George. It's in spite of the fact that the parents have brought legal action against the NWRHA, and the request for the expert has been made through their attorneys' Freedom Law Chambers. George notes the concerns that the parents have raised about the investigation conducted by the Pan American Health Organization, which is an international independent entity.
As they said, no one spoke to them, but of course one has to be guided, I would imagine, by whatever were the terms of reference for the PAHO investigation, and given that they would have been able to set their own criteria for going about the investigation.
While the in-country site visit has been conducted, PAHO's process for generating a report is still underway. George tells us that if an expert has to be flown into this country, apart from the money to cover the service provided, it could possibly require covering airfare, hotel accommodation, transportation, etc., which according to him could be prohibitive and challenging for the parents.
Particularly if it is that they are persons, of modest means. So we have to understand it in that context as not being an unusual request by the attorneys to say that they are asking for the NWRHA to foot the bill. In fact, there is precedent in that regard.
He points to the 2015 case of Brinsley Shepherd versus the Tobago Regional Health Authority, which his law firm had filed. Shepherd's wife and newborn baby had died at the Scarborough General Hospital shortly after the woman gave birth. At the time, George and his team pressured the TRHA for an investigation.
An international forensic expert by the name of Dr. Alfredo Walker was actually flown in from Canada to assist in the analysis and examination of the material, and his conclusions actually were what helped to propel the TRHA to eventually settle that matter. And the TRHA was the one who had to meet the cost of the entire investigation, including the cost of flying in Dr. Walker.
Alicia Boucher, TV6 News.